from Missouri. Moving on to our next dude. James Williams from the U, baby. All right.
One of your boys.
All right. Now, the RAS score for James Williams is not good. Not good. This is probably one of the worst RAS scores you'll see. It's a 4.62 out of 10. Didn't test very well. James Williams is 6'5". It says 6.42, but James Williams is right at 6'5". He ran a 4.65. Vertical was 30. Broad was 9 something. The only good thing was his height and his weight, 230. But, and I will say, and when I'm looking at Dane Brugler's the beast, Dane Brugler has him listed as a linebacker. But all of his years at Miami, he played safety. All I'm gonna say is don't let the RAS fool you. And I'll talk about his tape when Chris, I'll let you go on this tape. Go ahead with James.
Yeah, man. When just to put in context, like when it comes to combine training, and I don't know where he did his combine training. Might have did it at the Y, looking at these numbers. But when you look at these numbers, you have to take that into account. Like, how much are these guys putting into the training, the combine training? We see Marvin Harrison Jr., where he's like, no, I'm training for football. I'm not training for the combine. And he can afford to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that, because if it's not translatable to the field, but it's translatable to a track and field competition, which is basically what the combine is,
mm-hmm.
then why even waste 3 months of your life doing it if it's not going to get you better at football at your job?
Right.
I know it can make you money with your draft stock, but you watch James Williams, and these numbers. I mean, you would think he's like a slug out there, but he's not.
He's not.
You watch him; he's all over the field. He lines up deep safety. He lines up in the box. Sometimes will be in the slot as well. But to me, he's a heavy hitter.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of those guys that you want around the line of scrimmage. You want him disrupting, getting in passing lanes with that length that he has. That's what you want him for. To me, you're not going to ask him to be in man coverage a bunch. You're not going to ask him to play deep safety a bunch. Can he do it? Yeah, I think he can do it. But to me, he's going to excel being closer to the line of scrimmage. Then, all you got to do is just watch a few games, and you see the kind of aggressiveness that he plays with.
Mm-hmm. Somebody I think Kiwi put it up there. He was a 5-star coming out of high school. One of the most recruited kids coming out of South Florida. And, most of y'all know I'm a Miami fan, so I had to throw him up here. But played as a true freshman, 384 snaps, sophomore 657, and then last year 729. Got 4 total interceptions in his career and 9 PBUs. What I got on tape is he would knock you, in the dirt. Like, he would knock you, he would KO you, like, from any position. Got position flexibility. He can play free, strong, nickel, outside linebacker, and off-ball linebacker. He's length. Again, I heard somebody wrote pause in the chat box earlier, but no did it right now. We talking football. His combine testing is not what you see on film. He can cover tight ends at times and big wide receivers if they choose to put him in the slot. He's still a little raw, and he needs to trust his eyes in coverage. But the closer he plays to the line of scrimmage, the better he is. So from 0 to 5 yards, he's great. From 5 to 10 yards, he's really darn good. From 10 on back, he gets a little worse, but he's not bad. But the closer he is to the line of scrimmage, the better he is. And I really, really, really see him in blue and green and lime green and gray next year. I really, really see him in the Pacific Northwest next year, being being their version of Kyle Hamilton. I really think Mike gonna make a run. Mike gonna make a run at this dude. Gonna make a run at this dude because he ain't gonna go early because of the testing. I think Mike gonna make a run at this dude.
I mean, and he would know how to use this kind of skill set. You know, he wouldn't just tell him, all right, you're gonna play on the back end, you know, like a traditional safety role. To me, that's not gonna work with him. Like if you want to maximize his skill set and the level of physicality that he plays with, you want him around the scrimmage, you want to move him around, you want him to be a chess piece. I mean, what you alluded to is the Kyle Hamilton role is doing that with. And is he Kyle Hamilton? No, but you're talking about a later round guy with some rare size and rare movement skills for a person of that size.
Just so, I mean, like Chris said, when we finish, when you get a chance, I know you're probably gonna go look at the whole game, but just look at his highlights and just look at some of his movements. Just look at the way he moves. Don't necessarily look at the result. A guy that big shouldn't move like that. He doesn't have the discipline, the football discipline of Kyle yet, but he's just as athletic, if not more athletic than Kyle. And if he can get the football discipline because he's still raw, this dude right here is gonna be special, in my opinion. And that ain't the homer me saying that. It's just he's an athletic freak.